What's up, guys? Highjumpsean here, and I am your coach of the Long Beach Nincada, and welcome to Week 3 of the Southwest Pokemon League. Today we're going up against divisional opponent Jax, coach of the Foothill Ranch Fletchlings. Both of us are 1-1, and whoever wins this match will secure a number 1 spot in the division pretty firmly by 1 win, of course, but this is very important. If I lose this match, playoffs for me is going to be really difficult, and taking the number 1 spot from him will be incredibly difficult just in general, because I have to face him twice, and I hated preparing for this team. Of course, you can see his team here. I got 4 of the Mons right, and when I saw his team, my heart just felt so much better. He brought Jirachi, Gastrodon, Darmanitan, Chansey, Jolteon, and Haxorus. I predicted these 4. These 2 were maybes. Where's the Mega Pinsir? Where's the Keldeo? They're not here. The 2 biggest threats that I prepared for so much and worried about, he didn't even bring. My heart literally was like saved. And yeah, my heart was just, it felt so much better after this, because I didn't have to worry about the 2 biggest threats and priority on his team, and no priority on his team. So based off that, what is his superpower switch in for Banded Mega Scizor? Non-existent. So why don't we start the match? We're going to switch sides because we're going to be on this side. So I open up with my Hydreigon here. He opens up with Jirachi. I predict the U-turn to see if he's Scarfed. I switch into my Arcanine as he goes for the U-turn, and it does 5%. That was pretty lame. He takes more damage than I did. He brings in his Darmanitan. I want to see what he has. He goes for Earthquake, and I learn he's Life Orb. And I go for the Morning Sun here. And alright, so I was hoping he would be Scarfed and see what he locked himself into. So I go to my Hydreigon as he goes for another Earthquake. You know, just the typical Earthquake. So knowing he's just going to switch, I go for the U-turn. No reason to overpredict and go for Outrage. I want to lock myself with this Chansey. So I bring in Scizor for free. And that was all. That was the damage I needed to kill it with Superpower. I go for Superpower, and I just straight up knock out the Darmanitan. So that was a huge threat gone with just 5 turns into the battle. He brings in his Jolteon. I predicted a Thunderbolt just because, if anything, but he chose Hidden Power Fire, and I'm like, oh, good thing I switched. That did a lot of damage. So I switch out, and he goes for the Signal Beam for some reason. I predicted my Hydreigon. I go into my Bella here. So he decides to go for a Volt Switch, and I believe I fire off a Wish as he decides to switch into this thingy. As I actually go for a Shadow Ball predicting the Jirachi. Never mind. I did go for a Shadow Ball predicting the Jirachi, so good play on his part. And I believe he does bring in that Jirachi now as I do go for a Wish. So I do switch out here, and I bring in my Scizor just to get my Scizor in for free. As he goes for a U-turn, gets a crit, but I will be at max HP this time. As he brings in the Jolteon, and yeah, so we're going to try this again. So maybe he might predict my Hydreigon this time, and he goes for Hidden Power Fire. No, he doesn't. So this thing is getting worn down really quickly just from attacking me. So he brings in his Chansey as I go for the Superpower, and it does a lot of damage. And the point is not to kill this thing. The point is to cause it to heal so I can get a free switch into my Scizor. He switches out. Choice Banded Scizor with Superpower does a lot to the Jirachi. It is 64%. This thing is almost dead. I just switch into my Arcanine here. Not even going to overpredict as he goes for a Fire Punch. Does more than the U-turn, and he's almost dead. He is pretty much almost dead. So he brings in his Gastrodon here as I go for a Morning Sun. And I'm not really afraid of this thing, so I just decided to switch out, and I go into my Sylveon here just to get a Wish off as he goes for the Scald, hoping for no burn, and he does not get it. So he's probably going to switch into that, what's it called again? Predicting maybe a Hyper Voice. I decided to just switch out. I get a free switch into anything. I go into my Mega Manectric. As he goes for a Seismic Toss, I live, and I get a ton of HP back because of the Sylveon. I Mega Evolve, and I will go for the Volt Switch here and he does go for... No, I go for Hidden Power Grass for the Gastrodon, and I decide to Volt Switch because I know he's not going to switch out this time. So I do go for the Volt Switch, and I bring in my Scizor, hoping he doesn't Thunder Wave, and he just Soft Boils. I don't kill with Superpower, so I decided to go for the... I just went for Superpower, never mind. And that did a lot of damage. It doesn't 2-hit KO because of the attack drop. So I decided to switch, predicting maybe a Recover or a Scald. So I decided to switch here. I don't expect a Earth Power as he goes for a cover. And I do have Hidden Power Grass. I believe I go for the Hidden Power Grass just to be safe, as I do. And does 19% to the Haxorus. Don't want to let this thing set up. I go for a Volt Switch to scout if it is Scarfed or not. And it isn't, so I go into my Hydreigon as he Dragon Dance. And this was probably the best case scenario for me. Because this thing is Scarf Hydreigon, designed specifically to outspeed a +1 Haxorus by 2 points. So I force him to switch as I go for the Outrage and do 35%. So this is a 3-hit KO on this thing, as he decides to go for a Protect here. And I actually go into Confusion, which is really nice because now I can actually just get a switch and I don't have to get Thunder Waved if possible, as he just decides to Soft Boil up. As I go into my Silver, and he has no switch into this thing anymore, and I just go for a U-turn because I know he's not staying in. He switched out so many times. So I bring in my Manectric. I can Hidden Power Grass this time. You know, if I'm a man, I can Hidden Power Grass. It does kill from this range, even if he's specially defensive. So he brings this thing out and does 0. I decided to just Volt Switch because I want that nice damage. Enough damage so Superpower actually kills, I believe, at min. But I just bring in Arcanine just to be safe as he goes for his Seismic Toss, and he takes Rocky Helmet damage, which is really nice. He goes for a Protect as I go for a Will-O-Wisp. So thinking he can't touch me, I pull out the Close Combat here, and I can easily 2-hit KO. I gave him a false sense of security that I could not touch him. He Toxics me. I don't care. I have Heal Bell on my Sylveon. So I decide to switch out, predicting him to Protect or switch out as he protects, and now I get a free Volt U-turn off. As I go for a U-turn, do a lot to this Cindy the Gastrodon, and I bring in Soulheart, and I do go for the Psyshock, as it will be able to kill everything on his team, and I go for the Psyshock, will be able to damage everything on his team. I believe I killed or 2-hit KO everything on his team. But he brings this thing in. I don't want this thing to die, so I switch into my Hydreigon as he goes for the Thunderbolt. I think Signal Beam would have been better since it did hit Starmie super effectively. He does switch into his Haxorus as I just go for an Outrage. I think he was just sacking it off. I don't know what the reason was, but he brings in his Chansey, and I got the best thing ever. I got a 3-turn Outrage that didn't cause me to get confused. And I went for Outrage again and killed off the Gastrodon, picking up a second kill for Hydreigon, and he brings in Chansey again as he goes for the Protect this time as I go for the Outrage and I finally get confused. I decide to switch and go into my Scizor as I know he's just going to heal up, and I can easily Superpower and take out the Chansey with my Scizor, picking up 2 kills with Scizor. Especially with the offensive pressure it gave, I'm surprised I didn't pick up more. I switch into Hydreigon as he goes for Hidden Power Fire. I know that's his move. That's the only move he has. And I go for the Outrage and take out the Jolteon, and we pick up a 6-0 victory over Jackson, the Foothill Ranch Fletchlings. That felt so great to accomplish that we literally flipped roles with differential. I was 1-1 -1. He was 1-1 +5. Now I'm 2-1. The Long Beach Nincada are now 2-1 with a +5 differential, and Jax is 1-2 with a -1 differential. So we just flipped differentials, and I earned the W. Definitely, this was a great match on my part, that he literally had no switch in the Choice Banded Scizor. After the match, he said he didn't even know that was a thing. He's never played against Choice Banded Scizor. I told him it was pretty common. It has its own Smogon set, but he played in Gen 5 back in Black and White, and he didn't remember ever seeing Choice Banded Scizors back then. when he played in the OU metagame. But he lives and learns. He now knows that I have Choice Banded Scizor. We do play again during the regular season. But I hope you guys enjoy, because your Long Beach Nincada, after a 5-0 loss week 1, are now clawing their way back. We are 2-1, and we picked up a 6-0 victory. I'm so excited about that. So excited. But next week, going up against divisional opponent Shivam, coach of the Snowy Snovers. We play in week 4 and week 5. Very interesting. And we also made some free agents that you may want to stick around for. I will be going over the free agents next team prep video, just so, because I already team prep for next week's match, and we're ready to use the free agents, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. I don't know. I think it either week 4 or week 5. I don't remember. I remember I made the change, but the week 4 match is already going to occur, so I can't use free agents. I believe that's how it works. And I'm going to use the free agents for week 5 against him. I don't know. I don't remember what it was, but I'm really excited now that we're 2-1 in this league, and I hope you guys are excited as well. I'm Highjumpsean, and I'm your coach of the Long Beach Nincada, and I will see you guys next week for the week 4 divisional match. See you guys later.